Are you looking for an affordable modern deck that's fair, interacts with opponents, and even shares so many cards with its legacy counterpart that it is almost 2 decks in one? Well, then have I got a deck for you. My favorite in all of Magic, Modern Merfolk. Modern Merfolk combines tempo with aggro swarm to create a fun but powerful deck in Modern. It also shares 2/3 of the cards with Legacy Merfolk, meaning that with a few additional purchases and upgrades, it can easily transform between formats. Best of all, for either format, Merfolk is relatively inexpensive, and while not quite a Tier 1 deck, it provides such flexibility and presence that it is always right on the cusp of breaking through. Will you be the Merfolk master who finally pilots these beautiful blue fish all the way to the top? Let's take a look. Modern Merfolk is always getting stronger, and this particular deck tech begins with an update for the upcoming set, Ixalan. My exclusive preview card for the set happens to have a main board spot in this, my absolute favorite deck. So toss out your Kira, the Great Glass Spinners, and say hello to Kopala, Warden of Waves. Kopala, Warden of Waves, is a 2/2 legendary Merfolk wizard for 1 and 2 blue, and reads, spells your opponents cast that target a Merfolk you control cost 2 more to cast. Abilities your opponents activate that target a Merfolk you control cost 2 more to activate. Illustrated by the transcendent talent of MacLeod. I can think of no prouder moment in my history than to present this card to all of you and...
Hi, Prof. This is Blake Rasmussen of Wizards of the Coast. So I've got bad news. By now you've probably seen the article about the leak, and the mechanics article as well. I know we gave you Kopala as your preview card, but alas, leaks. So since everyone knows about this card, we're going to have to give you something different.
No!
Your preview card is...
I want a reprint!
Excuse me?
I want a reprint as my preview card! We don't have enough reprints in Standard!
Okay, well, we were printing Slice and Twain for Ixalan. 2 and 2 green for an instant. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Draw a card. There you go. That's your preview card.
I want an additional preview card.
Come again?
I want another preview card. Both reprints. Give it to me or I'm gonna do a video on cardstock quality.
Jeez. Okay, well, we're printing Duress. You can preview that as well. A single black for a sorcery. Target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-creature, non-land card from it. That player discards that card.
I want it to be Thoughtseize.
I literally cannot change the cards in a set.
Then I want another preview card.
Another one?
I want a blue card, okay? Give me a blue card, a reprint that isn't modern legal, but will be once it's reprinted into Standard, an instant, like a cantrip, something from 15 years ago.
That's really specific.
Or else I will do another interview with Mark Rosewater at HasCon.
Well, we are reprinting Opt. You can preview that. A single blue for an instant. Scry 1. Draw a card.
Okay, fine. Let's talk about my preview card for Dominaria, because I have some notes.
Ugh. Every single set.
Coming up next, we're taking...
Even red. You can use red mana to cast this if you want.
You're dead weight, Ashlyn. Let's take a look at what we have next. We can safely say Flying Man is a better card than Merfolk of the Pearl Trident. Got it? Good, because it's about to get a lot more complicated, thank God. Savannah environmentally friendly. Today, Ludwig Laboratories Incorporated is among the top 5 producers of zombies, vertically integrated with a commitment to diversity.
I'll cast Cathartic Reunion. It resolves.